welcome to another episode of Hair Biz Radio with your host, Zakira and
Mikey.
And we are joined with the amazing Hullema, straight from Philly.
Yep,
she is Philly's #1 creative hair colorist. And so we are excited to have her on the podcast today, talking about all things hair, all things the business of hair beauty. So let's go ahead and dive right into it.
Let's go.
I'm excited. #1.
Yes, number one. I know.
Another guest flying in, which I always definitely appreciate.
For sure.
And the energy, as soon as I was walking up, you could feel the energy. So I already know this is going to be a great episode.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got a #1 in the building, I mean, come on, let's go. Let's talk. Let's talk it out.
Yes. How are you doing, Hullema?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So you've been to Atlanta before? Is this your first time?
No, I've been here before.
Okay.
I've been under the tutelage of Hair by Uno.
Okay. Yeah.
As a platinum pixie artist. So yeah.
Nice. All right. So let's get into it. How did you even get into the beauty industry?
Last year, right?
No.
We were talking.
Don't do my girl.
Don't do me. Yes. I've been in the industry for 34 years. I started out as a shampoo assistant, and my obsession with it grew. I was braiding for a long time, for about 3 years in the beginning of my career. Mm-hmm. And then when I graduated high school, I had my son. And after about a year or two, I decided to go to hair school. Mm-hmm. And it just been rolling ever since then. So, yeah, I've been in the industry now 34 years.
So when you said, because you said you were braiding for 3 years and then graduated high school, so you were braiding during high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and the locker rooms, in the lunch rooms at home.
Yeah,
going to people's houses, the barbershops. I was just, trying to get my name out there at first, but it wasn't even thinking about a name because back then you wasn't really thinking about that kind of stuff. You just wanted to make the money.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
I love that. A lot of hairstylists who started off doing hair have been doing hair since little braiding, diapers, everything. But I also hear a lot that hairstylists start off braiding first, and then they transition into another avenue of that.
For sure.
Was it because you were getting tired of braiding, the time it took, all of that for what you were charging, or was it more of you genuinely preferred?
So what happened was I started shampooing, and when I started shampooing, I would just watch them in the hair salon. I was like, They was fly, they was getting everybody in and out. The girls was cute. Everybody that came in was fly. And I used to see some of that money transition back and forth. And from time to time, I would do different things around the shop, little odds and ends. And watching that kind of ignited my flame to be like, hold up. Like, I'm staying up here 2-3 hours doing all this partying. My hands hurting when I could just do this. And it's maybe like an hour or two and the money looks good and I can get to it. I need to try it.
Yeah.
And I started doing my girlfriend's hair, and my girlfriend Latifah, we would leave high school.
Her first name's not Queen, is it?
No. Not at all.
I'm not excited here.
No. She, my girlfriend Latifah, she was my first client. So we would go to her house, and her toilet was my station. So the back of the toilet, we had curlers and gel and all the things. And I would, fix her hair and do little things. And then I started playing in my own hair, and it became an obsession. And I just was falling in love with it over and over. And I decided to go to school.
Love it. So did you always want to do hair? Were you always wanting to be in the industry, or did you have an idea to do something else?
No, I thought I was going to be a barber.
Really?
I didn't know that there was a huge market for female barbers back then, which it was. But I was like, I'm going to be the first female barber. I'm going to be cutting hair. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'll just do women's hair on the side if I have to. But over time, it was like I loved it so much. But I kind of didn't want to be around a whole bunch of women all the time because I was like a tomboy / girly girl. But it just grew. And over time, it was just like one of those things where if I see it, I could just do it. So I was always like excited about trying different things and looking into that. And I was doing hair back when, when a pack of hair was that big roll and they just put it in the plastic bag with the Ziploc on there.
That's pre my hair days. I've only been doing this since 2013 was my introduction.
Really?
Yeah.
So 12 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's when the extension game was really taking off with, before it was the raw Indian hair was kind of the exclusive, so expensive. Yeah. And then it was that virgin hair, smelled a little like cereal. I'm not going to mention the name, but the way they process changed over the years, of course. But yeah, so it's interesting to hear the journey and the history of it. So interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's deep, especially even with like braid hair, because braid hair, you used to have to buy it in bulk. And it didn't come like how it does now. And like I said, sensational was the weft of the roll was like this, and they had a rubber band on it and a little tag that hang from it, and they just dropped it in this long plastic bag with a Ziploc at the top of it, and that was your bundle of hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you adapt to, so you always were into beauty, whether it was male or female, so you decided, I'm going to go to school for hair. You came out, and when you came out of school, what did you do? Did you go to a salon? Were you on your own, or kind of what was your...
I still was like moving around, and at that time I was kind of like modeling for the salons that I worked in. I was doing hair shows and different stuff like that with them. And then it kind of like moved into like people wanting me to do their hair and different things like that. So then I was like sneaking and doing it here, sneaking and doing it there. And then I think that my first salon... it was called Buster's.
Busters.
Yes, it's called Buster's. And it was on 28th and Oakford. It's one of those places, 26th and Oakford. And it was a stepping stone. And it was kind of like where I realized, this is not what I thought it was. I thought I was just going to have fun and I was going to do this and I was going to do that. But when it came down to like the business aspect, I wasn't like really thinking about that. But he kind of like enlightened me to business and propaganda and how we would do hair for $19.99, a wash, blow, dry, and curl for $19.99, $15.99, things like that. Yeah. So he was marketing.
I wish.
Listen, and but it built the clientele. Yeah. So, and I've had my days where I done snipped somebody's ear, I done cut a bald patch. I had those days. Yeah. Okay, so it was.
That's good though, because some people don't talk about that.
Yeah. I had those days. I messed up. Big time. Yeah. But guess what? Because of my energy, I think it kept them coming back because it was like, it's okay. And I was like, I could put a little color on it and I would put the color on there, patch it up. And she came back 2 weeks later. So it was like one of those things. And right now to this day, her name is Henrietta Felcher. Yeah. We're still friends.
Nice.
And so it's been a journey.
Okay. So you decided that you were going to go into hair full time.
Yes.
And you were working in a salon. After you were doing modeling and everything, you went to a salon. And then from there, what are some of the things that you learned from the people you were working with before that you were able to take into your full-time salon experience?
The hustle don't stop. The hustle does not stop. I think that the biggest thing that I've learned is that you have to stay consistent.
Yeah.
Because back then it was like hair was like a luxury. Being a hairstylist was a luxury back then. I'm saying back then because I think that we've fallen so far away from that. And it was like if you was a hairstylist, you was popping. You was the one if you knew how to do hair. And it was like, it was broadcasted, she do hair. It
was a big deal back then.
Yeah. Like now it's just like and I don't take it any credit away from like braiders and different things like that, but I think there is a line that has to be drawn where it says, hey, you're a braider, I'm a hairstylist. But when people start confusing the two and putting them together, then the some of the habits that they carry fall over into
really good.
Yeah, they fall over into the hair industry, and it's like, well, that's a braider. I'm a hairstylist. And when this whole thing of the not washing of the hair and all that came about, it's like because the braider wants you to come in already washed so they can just get right to it. And a lot of times they don't have shampoo bowls or they're in the crib and you know what I mean, whatever. But I think that that's some of the things that kind of like caused me to feel the way I feel now opposed to back then. Because like you don't understand that, but it's like there is a difference, guys.
Yeah, that's something actually big to talk about because braiders don't necessarily go to cosmetology school.
No.
So they don't have the education surrounding how to actually deal with natural hair. You go in, they use the braiding gel. It may not even be really great for your hair to be in like that. So there's no care around actually braiding unless you have the knowledge to do it. Whereas you go to a hairstylist and they're teaching you about your hair. They're doing treatments. They're doing making sure your hair is moisturized. So that's really good. And I think people do need to understand the difference between a braider and a hairstylist. It's like maybe you go to your hairstylist before you go get braids to make sure your hair is upkept, and maybe you need a trim before you get your braids done. So that's so good that you brought that up. Yeah.
Because it's really different. And I feel like, like I said, there's no discredit to the braiders, but it just that you have to understand there are lanes. You know what I'm saying? And in Philly, we just had it where you had to have a braider's license. So you had to actually go to cosmetology school
to braid
in order to attain the braider's license, but then they took it away.
Wow.
Yeah, so they deregulated it.
So how long was that going on? Or was
about
it
maybe like about 4 or 5 years, maybe I think maybe like 4 years or so.
Okay.
But then it's like, okay, never mind. Yeah, like it's okay as long as you have the sanitation, like like how to keep things clean. But outside of that, you don't need the license. But now you have the instance where you have like maybe I say about 30% of the braiders who are deciding to go to cosmetology school, so that they can have the accolades, so that they can know in order to be able to offer the proper services. You know what I mean? So that's helping somewhat. But for those that aren't, it's like, come on. Like, and then when you hear clients like, oh, hairstylist this and hairstylist unprofessional, if you listen to their stories, a lot of the times it's a braider, not a hairstylist.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, so you, how did you get into your niche? What was that?
So, oh gosh. So, hair color is my thing. Let's start there. Hair color is my thing. But it started with me practicing Islam. So when I decided to practice wholeheartedly and be stern in my practices, we're not supposed to do weaves. So, honey, I said, listen, I said, if I talk about that today, I'm going to get myself together, because normally I bust out crying because it was really a hard transition.
Yeah.
Having 3 children and losing that bulk of the money from doing the weaves was a lot.
Yeah.
So wow. I went through like here and then, you know what I mean? And being in a space where you don't know how you're going to feed your children or maintain a household or keep a roof over your head was a lot.
Yeah.
But I was like, I got to switch the picture up. So I started focusing on hair color. And it was like I was consistent. I looked into more because, when we come up in the hair industry in my time, we talking about back in 1922. In my day, hair color was lift and deposit. Lift and deposit. You blonde it, you get it as blonde as you can, and then you just throw something on top of it. If it's still yellow, we wasn't doing no toning, you getting green. Like, that's it, period. So we're going to do some green with some blue, however, whatever it come out, blotchy, you got blue roots and, green ends, however. But it was one of those kind of things where you had to take time and really pay attention and take it back to, and I don't know why we don't do that, take it back to the roots, like where we started.
Yeah.
So I started focusing on what we learned in school. Canceling out, remembering the color wheel, all those things. And then it was like, okay, so now you need a little bit more studying, because it's going to take a little bit more than just remembering in order to get you pulled up, because I wasn't doing it. So in 2017, I was already like really doing color and cutting and all those things. But in 2017, I took a year off to just do education.
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah. So I was doing a little bit of hair in between, but my husband and I, we were traveling back and forth to different places with different people, and I was, learning different toning techniques and going over color theory. And I'm like, wait a minute, is this the color theory I learned in school? I don't know. So now I had this thought of, it's so important to do continued education, because sometimes there are things that we miss and things that we may not have paid attention to that we should have, and we didn't, in order to not only make sure we deliver the best results, but to also make sure we're maintaining the integrity of the client's hair.
Yes, that's
because
important.
I done had my days where I'm blind and I done went and did something. I came back over in that cap smoking. Baby. What we talk about?
Yeah.
We gonna talk about it?
Cap smoking.
Yeah, that cap smoking. I'm sitting there like... And you pull it and you take the cap off and it's just all foam. It's like, well, where's the hair that was under there? So now it's like, now we have to go back in and we have to fix this. Or I'm like, girl, you gonna need a haircut. But listen, it's gonna be sharp because
I'm gonna get you down.
You wanna do pink? Let's do pink. Because we got to do something to fix this. And don't worry about it. It's on me.
Yeah.
So, trial and error. But, it's a lot of things that needed to be changed and a lot of things that need to be fixed. But that was kind of how I settled in the color. But over time, now fast forward, it's changing here too, because fashion color was a thing. But it's like when people take into account what goes into it and you have to pay for that, it flakes off.
Yeah.
So it's like, now I'm like, oh, well, how about some highlights?
Yeah.
It's definitely, the last couple of years, things have been a little tight. It's definitely highlights are, it's highlight season.
Yeah, for sure.
So you stopped wearing weave and you stopped doing weaves.
Yes.
And the reason why you stopped doing weaves was for the same reason why you stopped wearing weaves.
Yeah, for religious purposes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then, so let's talk about, because I think it speaks volumes about when you decide that you're going to go full throttle or wholeheartedly within your faith. How did that translate into your business when it came to not just necessarily the sacrifice that you made and how you were able to grow to this thing based off the discipline that you were exemplifying in your faith? What was the connect for you, and kind of what were some high points and what were some places where you was like, dang, am I doing the right thing?
Girl, that was every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would just wake up in tears, like, I don't know, maybe if I just do one or two and like for a little while.
Yeah.
But it was like, I had a lot of breakups, you know what I mean? Because it's like, we're in relationships. Every client is a relationship. And when you meet them, it's like dating. Throughout the process, your courtship and all of the above, you fall in love and y'all together, because now it's like this funny thing with all my clients. We be like, we go together real bad. Real bad. But breaking up with a client, it's detrimental. And then it's traumatizing because it's not just one or two. I had several.
Yeah.
Some of them decided to stay and it's like, oh, I'll wear my natural hair because I don't want nobody else touching my hair. But then I had a few that was like, B, what? Cursed me out, went down, and she's my girl. I love her to death. I ain't gonna say her name, but she, when I say cuss me for blood, cussed me out. And a few years later, she called me and had me do her hair for her wedding in Hawaii. Flew me and my husband out, and it was beautiful. But I just feel like the upside of it was that it changed a lot of people's mindset with regard to wearing their natural hair, because it was like, girl, just get into you. Yeah. Right. And then it helped me to learn how to change the narrative and the conversation when it came down to offering a woman an opportunity to fall back in love with their self. Right. Yeah. So that's like one of my biggest conversations I had with my clients about loving on them, like loving you, like get into you. You don't need all that stuff. You don't need nothing fake. You don't need nothing. And, they love it, and I lost some who were just like, girl, I'm not wearing my hair out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what you talking about. Yeah. I'm not wearing it. Then I had several who just decided to go ahead and just, wear it. But it hurt, and it was like a breakup in a relationship. So it was traumatizing. I went through some things, and then I had some like pitfalls during my career. I was incarcerated. And during that time, I lost the bulk of my clientele because I was going for 2 years. But the loss wasn't a loss because when I came back, I saw one of my clients and she was like, you home? Girl, I'm taking these braids out tomorrow. Where you doing hair at? Where you doing hair? I'm like, I'm not doing hair no way yet. She was like, what you mean? I need my hair done. Girl, I haven't. Nobody touched my hair. I had braids. Wow. And I was doing hair out of a hotel.
I know that's right.
Listen,
I know
for like
that's
a year.
Right. Yes.
Okay. So until I was ready to get back on my feet and kind of had some kind of balance. And I had to do what I had to do. But I just stuck with being firm on, I'm just going to do the natural hair. I'm going to stick with the color. And I wanted to enhance my haircuts and different things like that. So like I said, in 2017, I decided to take that year off and just straight education. And who I could do, I did. And my husband and I, we traveled every weekend to somewhere. I was somewhere. Learning something, and it built up some relationships that I have now in the hair industry, which I'm very proud of. Yeah. But That's how it started. And it's like now with things shifting again, hair cutting is like at the top of the charts. Mm-hmm. So that's where my focus has been for now. Like, yeah.
I love that.
So when you do color, you only do color for natural hair?
Yes.
So you don't touch anything else?
No weaves.
No. Okay. And we
just
the podcast we shot right before this one, earlier today, we were talking about natural hair and how there's a gap in the industry between, even when you go to hair school, they're not necessarily teaching you about natural hair, how to do natural hair. And so it becomes that we get comfortable with wearing weave because we're like, I don't have good hair. And it's like, well, what is good hair? Like, how do you maintain your hair, especially within an industry that was created not for our hair, you know? Right. So I think that that's good that you were able to transition into, hey, I'm only doing natural hair. And now I'm going to teach you what it means to wear your natural hair and how you can be more confident with wearing your natural hair. I think that's so beautiful.
And also the other thing is, like, people are like, relaxer. It's like, no.
Yeah.
If you have the right person doing it, it's the right relaxer. It's a professional relaxer, not from the store.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay.
Yeah.
But then you have our girls, you know, they going to grab that olive oil relaxer regardless. They going to put that thing in with their wrist before they come to the salon. It's like, why did you do that?
Right. I had you. I could have did you.
Like, I got you. But, and it's also a job too now with being, it's so many different conversations with regard to like how we have to deal with the client because of client trauma too. Cause and like trauma is a word that we it seems like we throw it around so much, but it's serious.
Yeah.
Especially like I said with client trauma, they come from places where they're disrespected, they're not talked to. It's like, and I hope I'm saying this the right way, but like getting a puppy from a kennel and you know that they've been abused, and when you get them, you got to work so hard to get them to trust you and you know to be able to get close to them and just let them do let me do this for you, let me help you, let me give you this, and they sit back and it's like, okay, or you have some that come in guarded. You know, like you have some clients that will walk straight through your door, a new client, rest in be face, and walk in the door like,
because they used to. Like, not good service, especially within this industry. It's a lot. I'm sure you've seen all over online. For sure. Where we talked about this one day. It was a hairstylist who cussed the client out and literally went to go snatch her purse. And he said, I'm not servicing you because he had a bad day. And this was her first time going to see him. And I've seen that multiple times online where hairstylists are just very rude, very disrespectful. Sure. But another perspective, I think it was Derek J. We were having a conversation with him, and he was explaining that it's also the client's fault. Yeah. Because you went back. and kept going back. And it's like, well, dang, how do we bridge the gap between great service in the industry and also clients who respect the servicers?
Well, I also think that it's a thing where you could do crappy hair, right? But as long as you treat them right, they'll keep coming back. Like people be like, girl, she tore you up last time. But the shop is so clean, it's nice. It don't be a bunch of riffraff in there. Yeah. I can get in, I can get out. They'll take that. They'll take it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the hair may be a wreck. Yeah. But it's like, when do we get back into, well, we really never were there for real, if you think about it. Because if you think about it, like I said, coming up in my era, it's like you did the hair, you was fly, you looked at the client like, you need me, I don't need you. But it's like, when you gonna start thinking about the reverse side of that? Yeah. Like, because you wouldn't have these things, you wouldn't be able to do some of these things, you know, first by, you know, the permission of God, but also if this client didn't come and say, I want you to service me. Yeah. And when you think about it, if they chose you for a reason, right? So it's something that's good about that. And people laugh at me because it's like, oh, you just be doing too much, because we have matchas. I have a signature sip every month, like different things like that.
It's service. The level of service.
For sure. Yeah. And then, you know, the salon, when I'm in the space I'm in, I've been there for 9 years now. And when we designed it, I designed it with the client in mind. It was my first time not thinking about me. Because before that, I was under to be boho chic and I wanted all this, But then it's like, I need a place where they can be comfortable. They can come here. They can feel like comforted. I wanted to feel like home. I want them to feel like, when I'm sitting here, I can look at you. I can look at her and we can have a conversation. Because I don't even play music in my salon. Yeah, so it's no music. No music.
No TVs?
We have a TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the sound on or?
It's on. It's on.
It's on the TV.
So, we watch the
Hair Biz Radio podcast on YouTube. Maybe this episode will make it.
Oh, for sure. But I've been showing them since I was talking about coming here or whatever. I've been like showing them different things. And everybody's been like excited or whatever. But a lot of times we end up watching like movies that I like or shows that I like, and they'll call me and be like, "What was that we was watching in the shop today?" Yeah. Or what was the restaurant you was talking about? And I think those are the conversations that should stay inside the salon, opposed to what's going on in politics or what's going on with different celebrities and things like that. Have a natural conversation with the client to make them feel comfortable to continue to talk to you, because that's how it goes. You know what I mean? So. The latest conversation that we have is I did some research, because people, if we paid attention or if you just talked about it, over this last year and year and a half going into 2024, it's been kind of like slow for us. And it's not that clients are moving away or getting braids and this and the third. I looked up this, I was like, why are hair salons lagging, and is it slow right now, right? For Black women. That's what I said, for Black women. And what came back was 300,000 Black women lost their jobs or were laid off between 2024 and 2025.
Wow.
So if that's not explaining how impactful, impactful, and DI, right?
Yes.
So a lot of them lost their jobs or were laid off, and we're looking like, well, where's everybody at? They out here getting braids, they tearing their hair out. Then we get online and fuss about it and say, oh, y'all out there getting braids, y'all doing this, doing that. They doing what they can.
In reality, they can't afford it anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Does that mean I lower my standard? No. But it means that now I have to be in a place where I become acclimated to making sure that the space that I offer is more comfortable, so who's there will stay.
Yeah.
And we'll look at it like, this is a service I can't do without. I have to go to Hullema. I have to be at H Styles Hair Studio. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like move into amping that part of the business up, opposed to like kind of like dragging everybody. And I don't know what the thing is, like the client bash thing now. It's like a thing.
It is.
Yeah, it's like a thing. It's like, oh, go online and argue with the client about pricing. Argue with the client, oh, you can't afford me, don't come here then. And this and the third. But it's like, you can't get bees with poop, right? The only way you're going to get them, you're going to attract, you know what I mean? So
it is funny because I see a lot of posts. I don't know when I see some of these posts, right? I just don't know what the post. How would I explain this the right way? Social media, if you want to be really popular in social media, it's not about you, right? And I feel like the stylists that are posting this, that post is so much about them. And I'm watching it. I'm not going to a salon, but I'm thinking, how is that benefiting the stylist? Like, what are you doing? I don't get it.
And some clients like it.
I don't understand why.
I was just having this conversation. Some people thrive off of toxicity.
Yeah.
And it's like, if it's not toxic, I can't thrive. And that's like in anything, whether it's relationships at home, your business relationships, in the hair salon, like you need some kind of toxicity
brings popularity
to thrive.
I'm just too old for all that. That's it.
Yeah, but I do love how you manage your salon in relation to building relationships with your clients. What are some things that you could school this generation on when it comes to customer service, when it comes to client retention, when it comes to just building a brand around authenticity? Because I do see now that a lot of the stylists coming out or that are operating within this generation, it's not about that. It's about how you do hair, it's about how many people know you, and it's about how much money can you make.
Well, I feel like I said, you have to base your business around the client. That's not to say let the client run your business, but you have to run your business around the people that you want to service. And I feel like what you put out is what you want to bring in. So a lot of times if you're showing that you're loud, you're boisterous, you have all this stuff going on, that's what you're going to attract. Because that's who likes it, right?
Yeah.
And then a lot of times when you have clients that come in, they just want to be comfortable. They just want to be cared about. You got women coming from, because I got so much going on, but I have a nonprofit also, which is geared towards reintegration for women coming home from prison, right?
Love that.
And sometimes when you have different conversations with women, it's so many things that they're coming away from. So many things that they're moving away from. They don't need somebody badgering them about their hair. The one thing that's the most intimate to them.
Correct.
Outside of being, intercourse, like being personal, they're close, right? Your hair is very personal, right? This person is touching you. Y'all are close. Y'all having conversation. You get to know this person, different things like that. And I feel that you have to make it about the client. Regardless of how you may feel, it's like, oh, but it's my shop. Yeah, but without this person,
you ain't got no shop.
You know what I mean? So, it's okay. And I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, because I'm not talking down on anybody, and you do your best with what you have, right? Until you get where you can, right? But I feel like it's okay to offer them coffee and tea.
Yeah.
No onion rings and chips. You understand what I'm saying? No, seriously.
No,
I just feel like, because I feel like if you want chips, go to the corner store.
Yeah.
And if I'm offering you a luxury experience, chips are not a part of a luxury experience. You know what I'm saying? So we have the springs, the Glacier Springs waters. So that's a dealkalized water, right? So if I have what is it? Alkalized water. So alkaline water.
You two in this alkaline thing. Oh
Listen,
my God! Here we go.
It's good for your hair.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay,
it's good for your hair. It's good for like the whole body.
Okay.
Yeah.
He tried to tell me, because there was one phase where I would go get alkaline water from a shop, like a corner shop, and I would drink the alkaline water, and he's like, that's not even, it's water is water. And I'm like, well, water is not water.
It's good marketing, ladies and gentlemen. But everyone's going to have their different opinion.
For sure. But, I'm like, I offer alkaline water to let them know.
Right.
And then, filtrated water system, like different things like that. So everything is about them.
You have a filtrated water system in your salon, and that's what you use to wash hair too?
Yes.
Ooh, okay, hold on now. If
y'all didn't hear, that's next level.
Next level.
Because a lot of people don't do that.
What, you need it.
If I had an alarm, I'd set it off right now.
Because a lot of times, a lot of harsh chemicals and metals coming through the water system and things like that. So the best thing to do is to have a filtrated water system.
If you think about it, if you change, so I have a refrigerator that has the water thing, right? If you ever change that filter, if you ever look inside, there's so much gunk in there.
Yes, for sure.
So what you're doing is getting rid of the gunk. So as you're trying to clean gunk out, you're not
depositing it as well, right? On top of it.
That's pretty brilliant, actually.
So now
that's the first time I've heard this one.
Me too, but I'm wondering, is that required? Or no, that's something that you...
Well, it's a part of the system. It's just hooked up to the system. It's hooked up to the water system. So for the hot water tank, there's a filtration system connected to the
okay,
the
but not everyone has that.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
No.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, like now everybody has the new spouts with the balls inside of it that's supposed to cleanse the water as it comes through, kind of like that, but just already set inside where the water tank is and all that.
Got you. Okay. But not everyone has that.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so, because I'm like, there's no way.
But it's awesome to have.
It is. Oh, yeah.
When you're explaining to the client about certain products. And what also helped me is being a part of a company. So I was a part of, I was a national educator for a hair care company, a black hair care brand. And all the products that are in the salon are under, so I'm concept salon. So with being a concept salon, everything is under one umbrella, right? Now, do I use other things? Yes, I do. But for the most part, everything that's there is under that umbrella, and I know the product. So I'm well versed in the product. So when I have a conversation with the client and it comes down to retail and all those kind of things, I know how to analyze it and tell them what they need. But I think that's also something that we fall away from, is kind of like knowing what you're getting. It's like you can't just go to the hair store and pick up something and be like, okay, so this is the one I need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to know why you're using it.
Right.
Like, your why behind the product, your why behind the service and all of the above. So from everything, like the colors, the aesthetic, and everything inside of the salon, I kind of like made sure that it was something that was going to make people feel comfortable. But also the conversation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then the other part is people have to understand, and I don't want people to think that I'm trying to shade other hairstylists, because it's not about that. It's just that when are we going to get to a stage where, like my photographer said, it's like when it comes down to Black women, if it's okay for me to say, when you look at us, it's always we're expected to have this rawr energy. Like, why we can't just chill regular, be mellow, and just soft live?
Yeah,
right,
peaceful.
Yes, so that's why, like with my page, everything is about. I try to gear everybody's mindset to be like, it's soft life, living a soft life, being comfortable.
Yeah,
sitting down having tea, having matcha. Like, I would never think, and me and my husband talk about this all the time. I laugh because I say I would never think at the age of 49 I'd be sitting around eating avocado toast and having matchas.
I know that's right. I love it too.
I'll chime in on this from not being the Black woman at the table.
Right. I'm sorry.
I think with the society right now, like what is put out there as well, like with reality TV, and all this fighting and all this drama. Like, I don't watch any of it. Some of them are our clients.
Yeah.
But like, I don't. And I specifically, Zakir knows this. Like, some people will be surprised who we sneak in the back door and stuff. I don't watch any of the reality stuff because that's like. It's a persona. It's not really them.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the younger generation and the other people think like this is normal. They think this is the normal way. And it's not. There's no peace in that.
It's not.
Yeah.
Peace.
I think the other side of that, though, is that's what we saw growing up.
For sure.
So it becomes I saw that, so I have to make sure I'm working hard. I have to make sure that I'm taking care of everybody. I don't get a break because I got to work. And if I don't work, my kids don't eat. And so it's a cycle that it goes and goes until it stops at us, where it's like, hey, I know that I saw my mother and my grandmother do that, but I don't have to be like that. I could do something different.
For sure. And it's like, I don't have to settle, right?
Absolutely.
So it's like, I had my mentor, Mr. Raymond Torregano. We had these conversations over time, and I became familiar with him in 2017. And he was like, if you could do 3 before lunch and 3 after lunch, and make sure that it's priced a certain way, you can have a comfortable day, priced the way you need it, and have a comfortable month, right? If you think about those things. And I take lunch breaks.
That's good, because a lot of stylists starve themselves all day.
Between 12 and 1.
Grumpy. Lunch. Damn.
I'm like, you ain't ate all day?
So listen, between 12 and 1, right? Excuse me. Between 12 and 1, I'm ordering lunch, period. When it comes, if somebody's under the dryer, somebody's getting shampooed, I'm sitting down eating. If they're from the bowl by the time I'm still eating, they get a plastic cap, I finish my lunch, and then I get up and I move forward. But I'm never not taking a lunch break.
Yeah.
I'm at this stage where I know what it's like to be in the shop 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I remember calling my husband sometime to come pick me up from the salon, and it's 2 o'clock. He's asleep, and I feel terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, when are we going to get to a space where we want to also make sure that our salons are comfortable, and we want to make sure our clients are comfortable? What about us? Like, because we haven't, I don't think we thought about us in such a long time that we just do whatever it takes to be popular, do whatever it takes to stay with trend. You don't have to stay on trend. How about be on brand?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Come on now.
Her salon sounds so good.
I know. I'm going to Philly.
Just to hang out there.
You gotta slide through.
And you know what? All my friends, everybody who I know from Philly, they all have these beautiful spirits and work ethic about them. And I can see it. I'm like, yeah, she from, when I saw you was from Philly, I'm like, yeah, she about that. She about that.
Yeah. We're going to get to some money. And then also, and then also the thing of it too is like, when you see somebody who's thriving, don't take that as a shot against you, right? Don't take that as, oh, I gotta do better. I gotta one up on her. No. How about let's collaborate, let's work together. And that's something that is so hard to pull off.
Yeah.
So hard.
That's actually a really good point. And there's 2 ways when you see people doing better than you. You're either gonna feel that way, which you feel a little bit of jealous. You feel like, oh man, I wish something, you're not wishing
insecure,
well for them.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's the side where you're proud of them. It motivates you inside.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's two sides. If you're on the motivation proud side, I can tell you as an entrepreneur, you're in a much better place in your life. If you have that jealousy and that you're wishing ill will or just not good thoughts, you're not in a good place in your life. I promise you that, because a lot of times you'll notice as you grow in business, you will find out quickly who your real friends are.
For sure.
Yeah.
By
For sure.
who are the ones that truly are proud for you, truly support you. And then you have the ones that have been drinking the haterade forever.
Yeah.
And then it's like your friend, amount of friends, it just keeps going like this.
What?
And then you have your core group and you're like, I'm good.
I'm
Yeah.
good right here. And that's where I'm at right now.
There you
right
go.
right
I
now.
can see it.
It started
You
with the
understand it.
table like this wide, and now it's like as big as this cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My circle of friends,
Yeah.
and
But
it's
then
okay.
what you replace that with is great business relationships,
For sure.
great contacts, stuff like today.
For sure.
Yeah.
You're traveling. You start doing that in 2017. Seemed like a really big year for you.
For sure.
And
For sure.
that's how you start rebuilding your inner circle, because we all are social people. It's just good to be social with others.
Yeah. So how did you transition into the education piece? Because I know you started off doing hair and then you became a national educator. What was that
It was
transition?
Influence Hair Care was my stepping stone.
Okay.
And they kind of like, I learned how to speak better, how to have a better conversation with other stylists, because I just thought that I could just talk to them the way I talk. Like, oh, well, hey, listen, let's do this, let's do that. And I remember I was teaching a class, and I was telling them, like, I'm like, oh, well, we don't want you don't want to do ghetto girl gold. You want to make sure you get them right. You want it to be polished. You want it to be. And I stood up there and I did that class. And after the class, the owner of the company said, Hullema, you cannot say ghetto girl gold. I'm like, why? He's like, because at the end of the day, there are a lot of them that only know how to do ghetto girl gold. So he's like, so sometimes somebody may look at her like, who's she talking to? You know? And then you don't want that, because we want them to be comfortable with the product. We want them to be comfortable with the brand. So I'm like, oh, okay. So with public speaking, different things like that, it got better. And I was able to actually have a conscious conversation with people. I learned that I'm somebody who can read the room, right? So it's like, if I come in there, I can have a business class conversation where we can talk Fortune 500s, all of the above, or we can have a conversation about, listen, what level does red lead the hair?
Yeah.
Come on, y'all, talk to me. Don't look at everybody else, look at me. What level does red lead the hair? And a lot of times I was finding out it was seasoned stylists who had been in the industry for years. They just did not know. So now I know how to direct my conversation. So for the next class, guys, so we know that red leaves the hair at level 7, right? So 8, if the hair is coarse, right? And level 7, if the hair is fine, right? And now everybody's like, oh, so it kind of like helped me with teaching.
Yeah.
So now I got acclimated to feeling comfortable in that space, right? And I loved it, because it's so many people who need the education who don't know. And it's like, it's kind of sad, because also it's just like, if you're staying on trend, right? So what's the biggest trend that you see with the steamer right now? Tell me which one you think it is.
With the steamer?
The biggest trend you see.
For hair, the steam treatments or the steaming while you're at the bowl? Okay.
That steaming while you're at the bowl.
Okay.
What is that?
Enlighten us.
Who made that up? Who decided to take a facial steamer and blow it on somebody's hair? It's just smoke.
So it's
Smoke
okay.
and mirrors.
So does it does it not create? Okay.
What is it penetrating?
Okay.
The purpose of the steam is to lift the cuticle, right?
Okay.
So
Teach me.
One, if it's not capsulated, how is it opening the cuticle? If you just laying in the bowl getting smoke blown in your hair, it's not hitting the back. It's not going underneath. It's not touching anything other than the top of your forehead and the top of your hair.
So maybe it's ambiance. Maybe
it
it's
feels
an
good,
added.
a little relaxing.
Yeah, maybe it's giving like,
And it looks
okay,
good on
I'm at the
social media.
salon.
It's smoke.
Yeah.
It's smoke and mirrors. That's what it is. It's smoke and mirrors. And listen, my people, I love y'all. I just want y'all to stop. It's okay. It's okay.
I can tell though. You can definitely
man.
tell sitting down with you that you've trained and have focused on the art of speaking.
Yeah.
just the way that you speak and the no filler word, very few filler words. Because I pay attention to that stuff when I'm sitting with guests. It was really random, but we've just been doing this so long. There's little things that I look out for, and you speak so clearly, and it's just fantastic to sit down and listen to you because I just feel so good.
For sure.
I'm going to Philly.
I'm feeling the Philly.
Like it's so nice.
Yeah, I'm over here going through my little personal stuff.
I'm like, dang, what can we get her to?
It's okay. It's okay.
Off or
it comes and it goes. It's okay.
It is hot in here though, because I'm over here.
It's
like,
a little warm, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I can do it from my phone now.
Okay, so while you're doing that, so now are you still actively servicing clients?
For sure.
Okay,
sure.
And you're still actively teaching?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I got something coming up. Like, actually, I'm trying to do so what I'm trying to do is I'm doing this beauty clinic thing. Mm-hmm. So what I'm trying to do is have stylists come who aren't ashamed to say, I'm having a hard time.
Okay.
It's okay to say, I'm having a hard time.
Very difficult for people to say that.
Yeah, it's like, so
very difficult.
We always say it's okay to say, I don't know. It's like a blessing for somebody to say, I don't know. Because if you don't know, don't walk away from me and you didn't get clarity.
Yeah.
Let me explain it to you in a way you can understand. Mm-hmm. And that way you could walk away with something and you can feel comfortable with what I said.
Yeah.
Right? And again, no knock to the smoke people. But the thing of it is that these are the things that kind of depreciate the value of the services. You understand what I'm saying?
Explain that.
So if I have a mobile mister, right, or a mobile mister or a stationary mister, right, and I'm putting my client under there, I'm capsulated it, making sure the heat stays in there. We have, we tying it up, make sure it's in there. I'm using infrared and all of the above. The heat is lifting the cuticle like it's supposed to. Why do I want to sit and watch somebody just blow smoke in somebody's hair?
Yeah.
And the thing of it is I mind my business because I'm not, that's the other thing that we fall short in. Listen, if you're not going to mind your business, if you have an opinion, go on my DM and say, hey, do you mind me saying something?
Yeah.
Don't try to put me on blast.
For sure.
My post. So what it causes me to do, I just scroll past, I just keep going. Or it's like, I saw it, but I just look past it. But you want to be able to say, because the clients don't even ask, what is this for?
Yeah.
It's it's just part of the aesthetic. It's because it's not even a spa treatment unless it's on their face where it belongs. It's a facial steamer. It's for the face.
I'm cracking up.
It's for the face, not the hair. So it's like in those spaces, like I said, with education, it's okay to say I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. And when you come to classes, the ones that want to come to classes, want to learn, it's okay to say, I don't know how to do that. Because what happens is people get mad at social media. Mm-hmm. Oh, Instagram is this and Instagram is that. You're going to get 3 likes. You might get 10. You might get 20. But at the end of the day, it kind of like falls on you. It's what you put out. So when you want to take accountability and say, no, my work just not good. Like I'm doing all this posting and all this kind of stuff. The reason why they're not liking it because it's not good work.
And that's a big step for somebody to say. It goes back to you saying it's okay to say you don't know, but we've been conditioned that not knowing or asking for help is negative. Sure. And so being able to change the narrative, especially when we're talking about this type of industry, everyone is trying to get to where you are. I'm trying to get here, and some people aren't willing to help or to teach because it's like, I don't want you taking my clients, or you can't get to where I'm at because I'm the best hairstylist in this area. And so it becomes a thing of now people who are coming up in the industry, they're afraid to say, I don't know, or can you teach me? Because they've had so many no's. Yeah,
because a lot of people just want to be the one.
Yeah.
Like you want to be that one. You want to be that hitter, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like, what does that carry for real, being that one, right? Because a lot of people go so hard and it's like, you can only do so many heads. Right? Mm-hmm. There's only so many clients you could take before you have to start turning people away. Mm-hmm. Then when you have to start turning people away, you become arrogant. Then when the arrogance set in, then you start saying things that make people start looking at you like, you're not really a good person. Right? So then it's like, why is that such a thing to be the one? So now you got to start looking at, because like I did an interview with somebody and she had anxious attachment syndrome. And when we started talking, I'm like, whoa, like everybody has that, like in some way or another, especially inside of being a hairstylist. You don't want your client to go to somebody else, or that feeling of, the client says, well, I'm not going to be able to make it at 6 o'clock. I'm just going to have to reschedule or find somebody else to do my hair. Okay, you can come.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I mean, I hope it works out for you. Have an amazing day. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to, help you out. But, yeah, I'm sorry. My schedule just won't allow it. But then you have some people like, oh, okay, come. Yeah. And you have children to go home to. You have children to feed. And now you're in the shop 8, 9 o'clock being inconvenienced by somebody. And it's like, I didn't want this to happen, right? Yeah. So sometimes, like I say all the time, conviction and convenience cannot live in the same house.
That's good.
And you can't be conveniently convicted. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
good,
you had to think of things that you can do to kind of like find some balance or some solace inside of the services that you offer and the way that you handle business. You know,
you got to find that balance.
Yeah,
I mean, it happens here. People will be like, "Oh, Mikey, I'm running late. Can you hold the store open until 6:30?" And I'm like,
No.
I was like, I have plans and all this stuff. I'm not going to call the managers and
30
be like,
minutes.
Can you like keep the store open? Like we just have would CVS stay open for 30
Exactly.
minutes?
I've been going into a
Absolutely
beauty
not.
supply store, and they close at 9 o'clock. I got there at 8:56. They would not let me in because they like, we leaving at 9 o'clock. I'm like, I literally just gotta go grab like a pack of this.
it.
I know exactly where it is. Like we close. I'm
leaving.
like, respect, but
They done counted that drawer.
Yeah.
They're ready to go. They get ready to start flicking the lights out. Everybody's at the back door like, what's up?
Yeah.
And here you are like, come on.
But then it goes down to the level of service, because if you close at 9 o'clock, then you shouldn't be counting drawers before 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
If
For
you're
sure.
here before 6, you're here before 6.
Yeah.
If I heard that you were here at 5:59 and the doors were locked, I will check the cameras.
Yeah, because that goes back to service.
It might be,
for sure.
we're going to have a little issue.
Yeah. So how do you feel about staggering appointments? Like when you have appointments for the day and then you have clients who may be sitting for an hour before they start getting serviced, or how do you?
So that should be a thing. It should always be a system. It should always be a system, and systems are super important. So I'm like I have like a in the chair, out the chair kind of thing. Unless I'm working by myself, I kind of let the clients know. And then some of them, they just don't care. They just want to be there.
Yeah.
So sometimes they don't care. It's like, you want a matcha? You want?
I want to be there.
You know what I mean? Caramel macchiato.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's my
Caramel
mom
latte.
drink.
I got you. So those things kind of like when is that kind of disruption. But also I have it where it's like if a client is coming in the door and I have somebody in my chair, more than likely there's somebody at the bowl. So that client that's at the bowl is coming out the bowl. That client that's in my chair is coming out my chair. That client that just came in is going back to the bowl.
Okay.
So it's like that kind of like
Give me a business idea.
Ooh.
listen, it's one of those kind of things. So it's like once you get there, but I wasn't always there.
For sure. And I think that to give some grace in certain instances, I think that's okay, because everybody's human. So running late on things or something happened in the morning and you got to kind of maneuver your schedule.
Right.
But to be the stylist where you're constantly late servicing or overlapping, and now a silk press, which could have took an hour and a half, I'm at the salon for 5 hours. I think that's crazy. And I think that some people don't appreciate their clients and their clients' time.
And sometimes the clients don't appreciate the stylist and the stylist
Correct.
time either.
Yeah.
Because what I had to do is I started to implement a $50 detangling fee.
Okay.
Smart.
Because my thing is this. You took your braids out. You know you took your braids out.
Yeah.
You didn't comb them all the way out.
And you took them out 3 days ago. You just
Girl, you done sweated. That hair done got wet in the shower. And you done threw that wig on there for the last 3 days to go to work. And then you want to come in here and want me to deal with that?
Yeah.
And not only that, you have some clients, and I want to say this, ladies, stop shampooing your hair directly out of braids. Please detangle.
Okay.
Because you'll have some, they'll just take the braids out and just wash it because they think they're doing you a favor. You're not.
Yeah.
Because now when you come, it's knotted up. I got to sit here and detangle. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit you over here, and you have a seat here. Nikki, you can come on back.
Yeah.
You go ahead and detangle that, because if I have to do it,
It's gonna be
$50 for every half
know,
hour
that's
that I
right.
had to stand here. Because you're taking away from her time.
Yeah.
I've had clients who have taken out weaves and ponytails, and they're using different products that stay in the hair to where I've had to shampoo it, and you have to come back tomorrow for me to
because
get
it
the rest,
has
because
to-
there's so much buildup. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, and one of the hardest things And I talked about this before also. One of the hardest things that I've had to learn how to do is to say no. And sometimes when you say no, you worry about the consequence, right?
Yeah.
Consequence is such a big thing that we worried about what's going to happen thereafter. Like, oh, she's not going to come back. If I tell her no, she's not going to come back. If I say she can't have it, she's not going to come back.
Yeah.
That's okay. Right? It's okay to be okay with saying no. But we have a hard time with it because it's like you're worried about the money staying there. But when you get to a space where it's like, this is not for me, and I have to set boundaries. And when I set these boundaries, you got to abide by them.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because over the years, I start with no. I say no, but let me think about it. It's like I just start with no about everything now. It's just no.
Is that a strategy?
It's just like it's too much. You can only do so much,
right?
And I'm trying to do less. And what I am doing, I'm trying to be great,
right?
Right, really doubling down. I mean, Zakir knows I've been working on TikTok for the last 8 weeks,
right?
And I've been kind of all in on that and a few other things. And I'm just like, I'm going to be great.
Yeah,
for sure.
Just changed my mindset on a few different things as far as, especially with content. I was watching, one of the things that changed me was I was watching this guy on YouTube that I watch a lot of his videos. His name is Ali Abdal. And in the video, he said, if you spend less time consuming content and take that, instead of consuming, you focus on creating and educating, your life will change in a year.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I create content. I've been doing social media for 20 years, right? And I'm just like, but I do consume a good amount. But what if I just doubled down and went just all in on creating content? And that's what I did. And it's been a lot of, I'm first time I've had fun with social media and 20, I mean, for a long time.
And you've been killing it.
Yeah. Just so it's been something, that's an interesting thing is and right now with TikTok, especially for hairstylists, we're about to roll on a program that I've been working on for a couple of months. It is such a good time to get out there. But the thing that kills everybody is the consistency.
Yeah.
And I think I know you've been in a business for a while, you understand consistency of all aspects is the absolute key to everything.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Especially when you're building and trying to enrich, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I sit and I'm in my phone, I'm like, oh, I should do this. Or I should do this. Well, maybe if I do, I'm going to do this. And it's like so many ideas run through my head. And if I don't put it to work right then and there, it's like, I'll come back to it. I'm like, I forgot I was supposed to do that. Yeah, I could have did this. And I'm constantly, and with social media, I'm constantly pivoting because it's like you do one thing and then you just see it somewhere else. You do something else and then you just see it somewhere else. So it's like I'm constantly changing and doing different things. So it's like what I also had to learn how to do is, and they might get me for this, I stopped talking to hairstylists. Even though I teach, I stopped directing my content at hairstylists. And I started to talk to my demographic, right? So I start talking to the mom, the school teacher, like all the people that I want in my chair.
Yeah.
So I start talking to who I want in my chair, right? And a lot of hairstylists start following me and all that, and it's fine. Yeah. Or they start looking somewhere else, and that's fine too. But you got to understand, I'm right here, and I'm building something outside of this. So I can sit and talk to you all day, but you're only going to absorb 10% of what I'm saying.
Correct.
So it's like if I could sit here and talk to you about how to make $200,000 in a year, I could talk till I'm blue in the face, literally, right? But if you're not going to take the steps to do it, the conversation is getting boring because I do it already.
Yeah.
So now if I'm going to keep trying to tell you how to do it and you're not listening, I have to go somewhere else. So now my conversation has changed. So when people look at my content, it's like, oh, now she over there at the restaurant. Oh, now she walking down here. Oh, now she doing this. Oh, now she didn't sit somewhere at a restaurant. Yes, now I'm cooking Trader Joe's, recipes. Yes, I am. Because guess what? The people who sit in my chair love all of this.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And this is where the coin come from, right?
Yeah.
So that's where my conversation is going. Now, when I say I'm teaching, I'm stamped already.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what we do? Like, no, trust. The like, no, and trust factor, that's there. People know I'm going to bring something to the table, regardless. And when I do things, I don't do it at half staff. You know what I'm saying? It's full throttle. So I just launched this teaching event called Cut Confidence. because I felt like that what was one of the hardest things that people are having a hard time with. And when I go to the schools and I talk to the teachers there, they say, oh, well, when it's time to cut, they don't come. When it's time to do this, they don't show up. They barely making it. They this and a third. But it's the same thing with hairstylists. We stay away from cutting. So guess what? Now you got a bunch of silk presses, right? Then when you see a haircut, you got balded sides, you got a neckline too high, you got a rounded neck, you know what I mean? There's different things like that. And it's like, go back to the fundamentals, right? And that's why cut confidence was a thing. So I tried to grab as many hitters that I could to have this conversation and to share some techniques and different things with other stylists to help them build their cutting. Hair cutting is such a big thing.
I love that name. Cut confidence.
Yeah, it's such a, and I'm looking forward to 2026. So yeah, so it's like hair cutting is such a big thing. So that's been like my focal point. So I started this thing called the beauty clinic, and the beauty clinic is going to be just showing like brushing up on things. So the next one is finishing and styling, because a lot of times you can have the cut, but you can't style it.
Yeah, you
don't know how.
Yeah.
Or you can't get the look you're looking for. You don't know that this one thing goes with something else. Then that's what I'm saying. Like my brain is always constantly like thinking and new things. Like I've started my photographer. We sat down the other day and we started doing like mood boards. So now I'm doing mood boarding for clients that come in and they say, I'm thinking about getting a shortcut. I say, well, girl, look, this is what you could do with that.
That's
and show them different mood boards with different haircuts, with different styles. So now you can see what this is going to look like when you pair it with these things. Because a lot of times clients say what? When they get a haircut, they feel like a new person. They start dressing different.
Yeah, that's how I was when I cut my hair. I had a little pixie situation.
Now you need another jacket, okay? Yeah. You need some knee boots, right? Okay. So those are the things that have become important. So like I said, it's just that when you're in the hair industry, so many things are changing. You're constantly changing. You have to stay with the flow, right?
Yeah.
And you just have to be honest all the time. Be conscious of what's going on with yourself and know where you are inside of what spaces and know what you want to do. Because when you're trying to be a jack of all trades, you braid, you cut hair, you do weaves, you do color, you do all these things. How do you balance the clientele?
Yeah, that's true.
Because you got a weave client, but then your next girl is a mold and style. So now she's sitting there for 3 hours waiting for you to finish this weave. Yeah. And she like, well, when am I going to my hair shampoo?
Yeah.
And if you're living the sweet life, you already know what that's like. Your client come in, you got this one in the chair. She's sitting over there. Now she's watching you. Y'all keep making eye contact. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I got somewhere to go in 5 hours.
Like, what are we doing? You need me to come back? And that's a heart-wrenching conversation.
Yeah.
Or those words are like the worst things ever. You want me to come another day?
Yeah. That's kind of like, I remember it was a stylist I went to here in Atlanta. And I was going on a trip the next day. I had a flight. And I also had to run around that night. And I had an appointment for 6 p.m. I got there at 5:45. And she wasn't even halfway done with the girl. So I was like, hey, I have a couple errands to run. Should I go run my errands and come back? And she's like, no, don't leave. You can't leave, because if you leave and I'm done, then you're going to be cutting into somebody else's time. So I was like, okay. So I sat there for 30 minutes, still not done. Now my appointment was at 6 o'clock. Now it's 6:45. And I'm like, when are you going to be done? Because I have to, now you're cutting into my time. Right. Now I need to run around at 11 o'clock at night because you decided that I couldn't leave and come back. And so it goes back to service and the level of how you schedule. And again, certain stuff does pop up. But being able to be a stylist who, one, is flexible, but two, you know how to service a client. Like, you had an attitude with me because I said I gotta leave, and you behind 45 minutes. Right. It's like, what? How can you make me feel good that I'm like, okay, I'm still in good hands. Like, I understand she's running behind. You know, so it comes down to like
and
the level.
She had a conversation with you and said, listen, I know I'm running behind. Can you just give me a minute?
Yeah.
Would you like some coffee, tea, or anything?
It would have been like, okay, some matcha.
Hey, look, would you like me to order you a salad or something? Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Like, bite or something?
Yeah.
Like it's something something to make the client feel a little bit more comfortable,
Yeah.
and at least extend a little bit of courtesy, right? That may have made that hour okay.
Yes, and Mikey will tell you I am the get up and leave if the service is not right.
Out the
Yeah,
door.
for sure.
Unfortunately, I had a flight to catch the next morning and I was stuck. But if any other thing, I would have got up and I would have left because I hate bad service. Restaurant, store, salon, whatever the case may be, because I give good service. And I'm like, you don't have to be bubbly and all over the place, but I'm a human. Like, I expect good service.
So you're going to get a full smile the whole time, start to finish, even when you done rub me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because you'll have clients that, like, have entitlement.
Yeah.
Right? And they may come in expecting certain things. It's like, okay, that's fine. You're going to get all of that. But don't be snooty.
For sure. Yeah.
Don't be snippy and all that kind of stuff. Because, like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you having a rough day today?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to make this clear. Like, everybody's tired. Everybody's going through things.
Yeah.
But in order for us to have this relationship, if we're going to have a relationship, we got to fix the tone.
Absolutely.
Let's change the tone.
Yeah.
And they be looking like...
Because now what you gonna do?
Okay, like, okay, she's weird. Like, okay, I'm just trying to. But you can't shift my mood so much. So I had a client who tore me up to the point where I was just like, I was smiled so hard my cheeks was hurting by the time she left. And when she walked out the door, I burst into tears because I was like, I was just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And my next client was a consultation. I said, "Can you excuse me for a second?" I just went in the back. And I had to let it go because I just extended everything that I had because she was going through other things, clearly. She was having some other issues. And it was like, okay, so now I'm sitting here dealing with this and I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. And I turned her around. I said, listen, your 1 hour service has turned into a 1 hour and 45-minute service based upon the interaction we're having. And I can't do that. I cannot do that. I turned her around to me like, we're like this. And I said, we can't do this. I said, I have other people that I had the service. And what you're doing to me is not fair. She was like, I just told you I did not want level. She said, I didn't need level A service. Because I don't want my hair cut. And I said, you have to get a trim. Yeah. So if you're not going to get a trim, then I'm going to have to let you go. Where we are right now. Yeah. I don't want a haircut. I said, we can trim it. I'll do minimal. Yeah. But you have to get a trim because I cannot let you walk out of here with my name on your hair looking like this. Yeah. Child, by the time I curled her hair, she walked out that door, I just bust out crying because I was like, I've never dealt with this level of nonsense. Yeah. So I was like, okay. And it's okay to turn clients away too. For sure. Like, you can divorce them. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay to say this relationship is over because if it's causing you too much drama, too much pain, it's okay to just let them go. Yeah.
And I think that's something good that people need to realize and understand. Like, another one will come. Yeah. Another client will come. If you got to fire a client, that is okay too. It's because you're human. Like, you deserve to be respected as a stylist, vice versa. And if you got to say, hey, I can't service you no more, then that's just it. You're going to get another client.
And it's always different strokes for different folks. Yeah. And it's just like I said, like, I just don't have clients who feel like they can come in and abuse my clients or mistreat my clients or mistreat my staff or mistreat me. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you just talk to me crazy and I deal with you because I'm going to deal with you like you're crazy. I'm just going to smile and let's keep this day going. Yeah. All right?
That's me. Like, you having a good day?
Are you all right?
You want to talk? Is something going on?
Sometimes, but it's like I said, it's that trauma from going somewhere else and then they come to you and think it's going to be the same thing. Yeah. But what I've tried to do is you have to give, I've been saying this forever, you have to give a client the experience that they feel like they can't get nowhere else. And when people walk through the door of H Styles Hair Studio, instantly when you come in, you know this is not the place for the nonsense. You're going to know that this is like, ain't nobody going to be in there. We ain't playing Knuck If You Buck. We ain't dancing and twerking on the clients. And, you know what I mean? All of the above. Or something come on and it's like, and I'm not going live every 5 minutes with the camera in your face. Yeah. But then they had, do you remember when they had the, what was it, silent appointments after COVID? Do you remember that? When they had the silent appointments?
Yeah, and you had to wear the mask. Everybody had to wear masks.
Right, but no, they had it where you had to come in and you didn't talk.
I do remember a couple people were doing
you could
that.
Book, you could book a silent appointment, meaning that you can come in, I'm not going to talk to you, I'm not going to say nothing, just do your hair and you can go.
Yeah, kind of like with Uber. Uber has the silent, like you could choose to be silent or not silent.
Thank God
like
for Waymo.
I don't know how I feel about Waymo, but
so good.
I mean, stock wise, I feel good about
the experience on Waymo is great. I've done
really,
it in a bunch of places. Yeah, I did it here first. Mm-hmm. We did it a couple times in LA when I was there. In Phoenix, it's huge.
You never got stuck?
Nah, that's
my level of. I have to work on my level of control because sitting in the back seat of a car with no one driving and the doors are locked. Anxiety on 1,000.
Well, I'm sitting in the back of a car with a driver who's watching YouTube driving me home, and I'm just like, I'd rather have the all the time. I have drivers just watching videos,
podcasts.
Oh my god! Dang,
it's definitely a thing.
Yeah,
it's a thing. It's a thing.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing, and it's scary. But automation is something also that people are afraid of.
Yeah.
So it's like, automation is coming, and it is, right? But in different areas or whatever, people are getting more focused on AI and different things like that. Because I use a booking app, StyleSeat. Mm-hmm. I love StyleSeat. Right? Because I've stayed with them, and I'm going to say this with the purest heart. I have stayed with them because they continue to grow.
Yeah.
And they've grown with me, and I've grown with them, and I love it. Right? And they just released this new AI module where they market for you. So if you say, I'm a nail tech, I'm this and the third, they create a AI sequence for you to be able to promote with on your social media.
Nice.
Right? But I don't want that. Now, you can give me a caption. You can give me a little AI for a caption, okay? And give me, a little calendar month of things to say and do and all the above. But being authenticity, right, is king.
It takes away from that.
So when you see different things, you already know it's like, oh, she used AI.
Yeah.
Or you see that extra space in
thing.
between the words. It's like, oh, yeah, that was AI.
Yeah.
It's
or
like,
the little dash thing.
Yeah, the little dash, exactly.
Well,
but
I got an AI, after this conversation, I got an AI idea I'm going to share with you guys off camera because you guys always try to get my ideas.
And
I think it could be pretty cool. I don't know if I would do it, but it's actually pretty smart.
Also with the AI, I was having this conversation the other day, and I don't know if you saw the AI artist that just got 9 million, and now they just signed a $3 million deal off of someone that, I mean, I guess they fell in love with the AI,
they created
not the artist, because the writer is not the person that you see.
Right.
And so it becomes like people are saying, well, dang, I've been an artist for X, Y, and Z, and I had to work to get to where I am. And now it becomes like AI is taking over in the industry. Like, what happens when AI starts doing hair? Like, they got robots that's doing hair. Then what happens?
Nails now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
I've seen it. Machines. You go in and you pick your design, you put your fingers in it.
And they polish it and do all the things. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's happening.
Yeah, that's a whole nother episode conversation about AI and the beauty industry.
Unless it's something that goes on for like a long time and then it happens to like translate, I think that people want to stay away from that because I'm not letting a robot.
I ain't letting a robot do my hair.
Okay, those scissors get to fly on me. You see I laugh about it. It's funny because you see the video of the one that was dancing off of pants on the ground. Is it boots on the ground?
No.
So they had this robot and it was dancing off of boots on the ground, and it got too close to the edge and it fell and just went berserk.
Oh my God.
So it's like, can you imagine like the shear falling and something happening? And it's just, I just think that we, again, have to get in a space where we start to listen to each other, listen to our clients, be clear on what we want as stylists. Like, it's like, it's no clarity. right? And then I think that sometimes we just look at what other people are doing and just think like, this is the flex. This is how you're supposed to do it. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's not. It's not always a good flex. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like numbers rule the world. So it's like, oh, well, this person got this many followers. They have to be doing a great job. No, that's just what they show you and what you see here. But sometimes behind the scenes, there's a lot more going on than what you think.
Absolutely.
So I just feel like authenticity is king. You have to roll with what's for you. You know what I'm saying? And use consciousness. Because I said this the other day. I think comprehension is just something that's becoming a luxury. Because it's like, why aren't you thinking about that? Like I said, and I go back to that with hair services. The services that you're offering, I don't think, when clients say, like I had an instance where I went and got my hair done, right? Went and got my hair done. I love my hair. I charged $200 for a silk press. Right? $225. Mm-hmm. Something like that. $225. Yes, whatever. $225, I think $225 for a silk press. So I went there, the young lady charged me $75. And I love my silk press. She tried to pull out the smoker. I said, boo. I said, I don't want that. That ain't gonna do nothing for my hair. She's like, well, it come with the service. I said, I don't want that. I don't want that. You know what I mean? I said, I'd rather you take a hot towel, put it in the microwave, heat it up, and wrap my hair. That's a steam treatment. This is not a steam treatment. Yeah. This is a facial. Okay. But no pun intended. But yeah, so I'm like, I appreciate it. I love the way she pressed it. I love the shape of my trim, and I have a hard time finding people to do my hair. So it was a relaxed environment. I was cool, and I was like, oh, girl, I can't wait to post it. She was like, She was like, no, please. She's like, I just do this on my time. I'm in school. I'm finishing up. And I just want to be able to, she's like, I enjoy coming here after school and, doing what I do. But I don't really want to be on social media like that. And we had a whole conversation about social media, different things like that. And I did not encourage her to raise her prices. Because everybody was mad about that. Like, oh, you telling her that? They went under my post. They ate me up. Ooh. And they kept saying, $200, kind of silk press you giving. The kind that you will not pay for. Yeah. Based upon this conversation we're having right now. But if you know you're not going to pay that, why are we having this conversation?
That part. And because of the industry that I'm in and my husband's in, we have this conversation all the time about, someone has told me before we're price gouging. And I'm like, no, you're not our client. You can't, it's not in your budget. And that's okay. It's but okay.
That infuriates them more when you say, this is not your lane. Yeah. It's okay. But it's okay to say it's not your lane. You don't belong here. Mm-hmm. Oh, I just would never pay. And I see that you wouldn't. Because some of them have the conversation. You go to click on their page and it's like, girl.
Yeah. And I know for me personally, if there's something at a price where I don't feel like I want to pay that, that's my business. Exactly. I don't need to tell you that your price is too high because I value something else. Exactly. And so it becomes like, that's okay. You just don't reach out. We don't have to talk. Yeah, that's crazy. I absolutely hate when people tell people your price is too high.
And they don't look into what goes into it either, because they don't say like, oh, I don't feel like I should have to say there's a clarifying shampoo. There's a follow-up deep cleansing shampoo. After the deep cleanse, there's another deep cleanse where we're adding like rosemary, neem, all these different things to your hair. And then we do another rosemary shampoo that's more intense to make sure that the scalp is cleansed and I have a clean palette. Then I go in and I use a hydrating or a moisturizing shampoo depending on what your hair needs. Now with that comes the education that I know either your hair needs to be hydrated or just really needs to be moisturized. Right? So now we do the moisturizer or we do the hydrating shampoo. Then when you come out of the bowl, right? You may get steam. I'm not sure what you're going to need. You may need steam, but that's all included. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So with a signature silk press, you get the steam treatment. And then when we're out the bowl from the steam treatment, when your conditioner is rinsed out, now we're over here. We have leave-in conditioner. We have rosemary spray. We're using a silk press spray because you do need some kind of additive. If you're calling it a silk press, there's something that's added to it to make the hair last a little bit longer. Yeah. So if you're just doing a regular shampoo and styling calling it a silk press, that silk press involves steam. I'm just saying because I want people to start categorizing things and say call a spade, right? You have to add steam if you're doing a silk press, right? Because you have to open that cuticle and you have to seal that conditioner in thereafter, right? So once you come out the steamer, we go to a cool rinse. right? And then after we do our cool rinse, and not to mention you have a cool down period coming out of the steamer. So there's 12 to 15 minutes of cool down. After you cool down, you get the cold rinse. Now we're over here. We're using leave-in. We're using all these things. And then I have a blow-dry spray, so it's a little something to help the hair blow dry a little faster, you know. And then you get the signature press. So this press is lasting you 2 to 3 weeks, and you telling me $200? It should be more than that.
Yeah.
But you know what? You forgot one thing. Yeah, you just went through the whole process. It's beautiful. You forgot one thing that the client might not know. Does your hairstylist have the filtered water?
That part, you gotta pay for the filtered water.
I didn't hear the filter. You don't want to pay that. Go down the street with some unfiltered, dirty water.
Because it's just a regular thing, so it's really not a part of the conversation, right?
Yeah,
it's just regular for me. Like it just is what it is. But I feel like when you offer all these services and you're adding all these things to it outside of ambiance and all these different things, why can't I charge a spa price?
And that's your career. That's what you do. You gotta feed your family. That's how you make money. Listen, and if you're spending 2 hours, how much is my time worth?
When you go to the spa, every additive that you get, from the hot rocks to the steam to the massage, all of these
you
things
paying for that
are a la carte. All my services are a la carte.
Okay,
I don't have bundles.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't bundle my prices because it's like when I sit back, then it's like the client, you had that one client that'll walk up to you and say, "Can I have a breakdown of my service?"
Yeah. Now the spa though, the CBD add-on, that's $35. That same bottle is $35 at the store. Yes, I mean, but I pay it though because I want the added on CBD.
Right. And it's like sometimes those things come into play, but we're so afraid, and we got to start. Like I said, you can't let the client run the business, but you definitely circulate the business around the client.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
It's just listen. I have so many things. It's just like I just be like, come on, y'all got to work with me a little bit.
Yeah,
and there's going to be a lot of people who see this and like, who she thinks she is? Me.
Hello. Number 1 Philly hair colorist. Okay, that's who I think I am. Yeah,
and I call myself. They laugh about this too because I call myself. I'm a self-proclaimed retention and hospitality specialist. Okay,
I love that.
So I can teach you about retention. I can teach you about hospitality and different things like that. Because sometimes a cold water, because we have cold or we have room temperature. Would you like a water when you go under the dryer? Would you like a water with cold or room temperature? Would you like a fig bar? Would you like crackers? You know, would you like a mint? Would you like a matcha? See, and all those things. Would you like a cup of coffee? And you can't tell me I ain't a barista child, okay? So, you know, it's like if you want a good cup of coffee, come on in, come on, have a seat. And then what I love is the camaraderie also with the clients because everybody has a conversation and everybody's connected to the point where somebody comes in, they're like, "Where's Donna? She not coming this week? Going out on the book for this week?" I'm like, "Oh, child, she was sick." "Oh, really? Tell her I said hi." You know, it's like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and also think of your clients as your family, your extended family, because, you know, we all need each other. Yeah. In that sense. So, you know, it just is what it is.
I love it. So what's next for Hullema?
Let me see. I have so many things coming up. I have Color Couture, which is my color class that I've been doing for like the past couple years since 2018. That's coming back in 2026. We have Cut Confidence 2026 and the Beauty Clinic. So the Beauty Clinic, like I said, is I just want people to be able to. So our first one is October 6th. That's going to be the styling and finishing techniques to get you where you need to get that style to the picture taking process, to where you take the good shot. I want to teach them how to take a good picture, do a good video, because it's not, you don't have to have a lot nowadays. 15 seconds is all you need for real. Yeah. Right? To produce something good. The first 3 seconds, you grab the eye, and then you just keep moving on until you're done or whatever. And I just want to be able to offer that to people, because a lot of people are falling off because of social media. They feel like they're not making it on social media, so that means they're not making it or they're not good. So if my social media is not doing good, I'm not good. Yeah. Now they're depressed and going through all those things, and I want to kind of like nip that in the bud. So it's more than just styling. It's kind of like getting in touch with the stylist as well and letting them know, like, you can do good work. You just had to be focused, and you got to find what makes you feel good inside the hair. Mindset. Girl, because I tell you, I see some of the same people in the same classes all the time. It's like, you still ain't get this yet? Like, girl, why you, what is it? All right, so now at this point, is it a photo op? For real, because I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
You was here last year. Like, why are you here again? What's going on? So I want them to kind of like focus on that thing that they're having a hard time with, and let's build on it.
That. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that.
Okay.
And where can people find these classes?
At www.hstyles.com or follow me at Hstyles Hair Studio or Hstyles on Instagram. Clock it.
Yes. And what's one piece of advice you would share with a hairstylist who is maybe just getting out of school and they're looking to get into the industry full time? What's one piece of advice you could give them?
Never stop learning.
That's good.
And never stop. Don't be unteachable.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be unteachable, because there's always something you can know. It's a ongoing conversation, and the hair industry is a industry that's always changing. But if you just gotta like stay with the flow and find a stylist that you like. Pay attention to them, take classes with them, study them, learn from them, and even ask, can you connect with them just to even like the pickup? Because sometimes we be looking for like mentorship. You know, we want to mentor somebody, but they're so busy worrying about just getting into. I have nothing against salon suites. Do your big one. Yeah. I don't have nothing against salon suites. If that's what you feel like you need, then do that. But I always feel like when they come out of school, you should always, one of my friends says this all the time, you should always assist first. I think you should go into a salon assistant so that you can learn what's going to happen next, because I didn't know what I was facing as a salon owner. And I done been to a mini salon. I think one year I worked in 5 different salons in 1 year. Because it just was like, I don't like that, I'm leaving. I don't like that, I'm leaving. But if I would have just stayed and tried to figure things out, it would have been easier. But because my mindset was just like, oh, I don't like it, I'm leaving. Nah, just stay there and figure out what you need to do and build upon it.
I love that. Yes, I love it. Thank you for joining us today. It has been a blast. I was cracking up this episode. I love your energy. It's been amazing. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on today's episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions or want to hear from special guests, make sure you email them to us or comment, and we will be back with another episode soon.
Later.